My question is for the Minister for Roads. Minister, in my electorate, e-bikes are revolutionising travel. I have one myself. However, there is also a proliferation of illegal e-bikes, easily unlocked with a code readily provided by the manufacturer, going up to 50 kilometres per hour. These bikes are effectively unregistered mopeds, being ridden by kids with no licence, no helmet, no insurance, often with multiple passengers on board. Given the government's commitment to road safety, what is being done to address illegally modified e-bikes in New South Wales?
I call the Minister.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker, and that's a great question from a Member of Parliament who actually really cares about her community, cares about road safety, and it's great to have someone coming in here and asking that sort of question. And I'm going to give you a really straight answer. There's a whole lot of other things I could say about people who did nothing about regulations and rules and just let these things happen. But here we are. Kids need to get around, and bikes are a great way to get them out of the house, get some exercise, but they also need to do it safely. Now, the New South Wales Government has rules and regulations in place around the use of e-bikes to protect the safety of riders and other road users. Fact bikes is a term that's used to describe those larger all-terrain types of electric or motorised vehicles that you were referring to, really. They're generally marketed for off-road use. Many don't or may not meet the definition of a bicycle. So this is the clear thing. We had the parliamentary inquiry a couple of weeks ago. We had the government's response. We're working on legislation to get that in a clear space, because what we find is that, we've got the classification of a bicycle. If it's an e-bike, it must be mostly propelled by the rider. A motor cannot be the only source propelling it, but it can help the rider, for example, if they're going uphill. Now, under our government, Transport convened an interagency group to look at e-micromobility. We've acted on this, including those so-called fat bikes. There's no one agency responsible here, but as we've come to government, we work together across ministerial portfolios. I was talking to the Minister for Police about this the other day, and we know that some of these issues are also federal issues. For example, Transport for New South Wales doesn't have jurisdiction over the sale of bicycles, including the high-powered or non-compliant. The design standards and the import regulations are a federal matter, and we're working with other states and territories to call on the federal government to set those standards. And then when it comes to the really important part around road safety education, we're working together on education and engagement initiatives to encourage safer behaviours from riders and other infrastructure users. We are providing access to road safety officers and education programs and engagement toolkits, and I know there's been quite a lot of work. New South Wales Police, for example, are responsible for the roadside enforcement, but also we can't regulate until we educate. We've got to educate those users to deter the use of unsafe devices. You hear some of those opposite. It's like, just put them all in the shed. We can't. There's millions. We can't do it. Police's Youth Work Command is going to work with children and young people right across the state, and I've spoken to the Minister for Police, and what I can say to you as a member for Pittwater is that the police from Youth Command will work with you to focus on a school there so that they can talk to the kids and parents and help them.
Thank you, Minister. I call the member for